What happens when country music's sweetheart ends up in the middle of a heated exchange that spins completely out of control? What unfolded between Carrie Underwood and the hosts of Today with Jenna and Friends left viewers stunned. It began as an ordinary morning interview. Carrie walked onto the set looking polished, her hair neatly styled, wearing a navy blazer that made her look both relaxed and confident. The studio buzzed with the usual excitement, lights bright, cameras ready, and the friendly energy of a live morning show filling the space. Jenna Bush Hager welcomed her with her familiar warm smile and motioned toward the soft cream-colored couch that had seated countless stars. The co-hosts settled in with their coffee mugs, expecting a simple conversation about Carrie's latest music, family, and life on tour. "Carrie, it's wonderful to have you back," Jenna said with her classic cheerful tone. "You look beautiful, and we're excited to talk about all the things you've been working on." Carrie smiled, though it seemed a bit tighter than usual, and crossed her legs. There was a slight stiffness in her shoulders, but the talk began smoothly, with easy questions about her tour and how she balances music and motherhood. She answered with her usual polished charm, clearly experienced in giving interviews. Then a co-host shifted the tone completely. With a casual voice, she asked, "So, Carrie, there's been a lot of talk about artists speaking out on social and political issues. Do you think entertainers should use their platforms to weigh in on controversial topics?" The studio fell silent, the kind of heavy quiet that only happens when everyone senses danger. Carrie's expression changed almost instantly. Her smile slipped for a moment before she recovered. "Well, that's a loaded question," she said, her voice holding a sharper edge. Jenna, clearly picking up the tension, tried to lighten the mood, but another co-host pushed forward. "But don't you think that having so much influence means you have a responsibility to consider how your words affect people?" Carrie leaned forward, her tone firm. "Are you saying I should filter what I believe because someone might not like it? That sounds like a dangerous path." The tension in the room rose quickly. You could see producers shifting nervously behind the cameras. The co-host tried to backtrack, but Carrie wasn't letting it slide. "So now I'm responsible for matching whatever opinion is popular that day." "That's what it sounds like." The atmosphere grew thicker, the kind of moment where everyone senses something big is happening. Another co-host stepped in, saying she might be overreacting, which ignited Carrie's temper. Her southern accent sharpened. Overreacting? So now I'm being dramatic because I don't like being cornered?" Jenna tried to pull things back together, but Carrie wasn't done. She turned directly toward her. "You said this would be a fun interview, but it feels like an ambush, and now you're acting like I'm the one causing trouble." One of the hosts insisted no one was gaslighting her, but the tension only worsened. Carrie stood up suddenly, surprising everyone and forcing the cameras to adjust. She looked down at the hosts with a mix of disappointment and anger. "You know what's sad?" she said quietly. "I've done interviews like this for nearly 20 years. I've always tried to be respectful and professional. And this is what I get." The silence that followed was almost suffocating. Jenna tried again. "Carrie, please, let's sit and reset. There's been a misunderstanding." Carrie paused, looked at her, then shook her head. "A misunderstanding? I understand perfectly now." She took a step toward the edge of the set, and the cameras followed. "I came here expecting an honest conversation with people I thought were friends. Instead, it felt like a setup designed to cause drama at my expense." The hosts exchanged helpless glances, unsure how to fix what was happening. Carrie turned back one more time. Her voice was controlled, but filled with emotion. "You want to talk about responsibility? How about basic respect? How about being clear with your intentions? How about admitting when you've crossed the line?" Jenna tried to defend the show's intentions, but Carrie wasn't accepting it. "We all know what road is paved with good intentions," she said sharply. Everyone in the room winced. Another co-host apologized, saying they didn't mean to come across as confrontational. Carrie listened, her face unreadable. "Do you know the difference between a mistake and a pattern?" she finally asked. "A mistake happens once. A pattern keeps happening even when you know better." She let the words hang heavily before continuing. "This isn't the first time I've felt set up on air, but it's going to be the last time I allow it." The host sat frozen, realizing this moment could follow them for years. Jenna made one more desperate plea, But Carrie only gave a faint, sad smile. Some things can't be fixed, only learned from. She glanced around at the cameras and lights. This whole thing is supposed to be about connecting with people and sharing joy. When did it become about trapping guests and creating drama? No one had an answer. Carrie continued, her voice growing steadier. I've tried my whole career to be someone parents could respect and someone kids could admire. I've tried to use my platform honestly. If that's not enough, if you want something else from me, then maybe this show just isn't for me anymore. She walked toward the exit, her heels echoing in the silent studio. The cameras stayed on her, capturing every step. Near the edge of the set, she stopped and looked back one last time. I hope people remember this. It's okay to stand up for yourself. It's okay to say number. And it's okay to walk away when staying means losing who you are. With that, she left the set, leaving the host stunned and the crew whispering in shock. The cameras lingered on the empty space she'd just occupied, as if wishing she'd return. But she didn't. What do you think about Carrie's decision to walk out? Was she right? Or did the situation get out of hand? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more stories like this. If you were in her place, would you have done the same or something different?